Hey everybody, Patrick Slightly Buzz Beeworks here. We're at the apiary and we're basically cleaning up the hive bodies and the frames from the secondary hive over there, the one where you see just the telescoping cover. The inner cover's there as well as the bottom board. It's right beside the coral hive there. But we're going through and we've stripped these down. They had a severe infestation of wax moths, and some of these are just plain out empty frames, but there are a couple that have some wax. I think this is the next one here. There we go. So here's an example. You can see some pollen that's still remaining. You can see that there's still some wax up at the top and the bottom and the sides. And basically this frame was drawn out, and let's see if you can see so those are silks from a wax moth, and I'll show you pictures of those here. And those wax moths basically just went through the entire hive and basically decimated it with all their cocoon building and everything. There was a lot of damaged comb and everything. Nothing I could put back in, put a colony into and have them take care of it. So I decided to cull the wax. I ended up throwing out the wax, but you can actually reclaim some of that wax. I decided not to. Some of the wax was actually held on just by the cocoons and the silks from the wax moths. So we have a bunch of frames here that look like they're kind of like, let's just say used. If you look into some of these, like right here, you can see there's still some like wax or something in there. And those are the cocoons that the bees make when they're going from a larva to a pupa. When you're peeling off the wax, I found it kind of hard to peel off the wax from it because I'd have to get underneath those, and sometimes I'd pull them out, sometimes I wouldn't. But to treat wax moths from a colony like a dead out or something where you don't have any bees in there, basically just get some water and put about a cup of bleach in there. This is about 10 gallons of water, a cup of bleach. I did put some boiling water in here to kind of raise the temperature. Don't know if the temperature raising really does too much, but I've already rinsed off a couple frames that have been soaked, and they've been going pretty well. I got this other hive body here from the Shope Farm apiary. Ooh, need to be careful just in case there's another bee or so in here. But you can see here they had some wax, and I just really just scraped it off. And here you can see some cocoons that were built by the wax moths. Wax moths on a dead out, again, you can just treat with a little bit of bleach water and raise the temperature a little bit. You probably don't need to get it to like 200 degrees or boiling water. Just some warm water would be fine. Again, your goal is not to melt the wax that's on the frames. Your goal is to kill the eggs. The eggs will likely reside in these little holes that are on the frame, and they'll hatch out and cause some more damage. So my goal is to just kill those in the bleach water and then rinse them off. If you have a hive that is active and it has wax moths in it, it's likely that the colony is fairly weak, because bees will naturally mitigate the issue with the wax moths and get rid of them themselves. So if they can't do that, it's because the hive is weak, or the colony is weak, and you probably need to treat it. There is some chemical treatment that you can use. However, it does not allow it to be used with the honey supers. So you'll need to go ahead and do that towards the winter when your honey supers are stored. Store your hive bodies and your honey supers separately and treat them separately. And you'll be able to go through here. Actually, this is a pretty cool frame. This has got a lot of damage, a lot of pollen, as you can see here on the side. And then as we go here, we see some cocoon. And that's what the wax moth looks like without the wax. They'll kind of build these silks, and it'll have all sorts of debris in it, like that. That might actually be a larva of a wax moth developing. Now here's some more. So yeah, the danger with wax moths is that they just destroy the comb, make the wax unusable, and the bees typically don't like that. They like to use their wax. There's a pretty good example of a cocoon. If you just scrape off the wax and then soak it in bleach water for about 15-20 minutes, you should be perfectly fine. Make sure you rinse them with clean water to get the bleach off, and you should be okay with that. So if you guys have any other treatment methods for a dead out or even an active colony that has wax moths in it while they're still there, put some information in the comments below and let me know how you guys treat your hives when you're infested with wax moths. Like I said, I've already bleached these 10. I'm doing the box right now. I'm almost done with this treatment. I'm going to start with that next one, and then this box here, and then I'm going to rinse them off with some water to just get the bleach off of them, so I can go ahead and reuse them. Hopefully make a split at some point this year. If not, hopefully this colony makes it through the winter and I can split it in the early spring, late winter, and go from there. Again, this is Patrick with Slightly Buzzed Bee Works. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching this video from Slightly Buzzed Bee Works. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to see something specific, let us know below. If you liked the video, click on the thumbs up and subscribe to follow us in our beekeeping journey. If you didn't like it, go ahead and give us a thumbs down, but be sure to tell us why.